Hey guys, the DarkHelms are bringing you another lightsaber review. Is this a best budget, best buy? That is a very good question. I purchased this Damien saber, which you can also get, it's called the DarkHelm, on Dark Wolf for $180, and I purchased this for $100. And it is the single LED lit type saber, but it is amazing. So I believe this is a lightsaber best buy. You tell me what you think. So it comes in your traditional Damien sabers type box. Inside you're going to have your traditional instruction booklet, which talks about if you have a Xenopixel, your normal RGBX. And again, this is the RGBX V3. So V3, or however the camera is, V3. The V3 means there is some gesture control. That is the difference in the upgrade. So this DarkHelm, which we speak of, is this saber. And it comes with the saber, comes with your directions as we showed, comes with your traditional charging cord, your typical screws, and of course in this case it is not a NeoPixel blade because this is the RGBX V3. It is an LED hilt and blade, which is hollow, and which basically means it's like a flashlight and the light beams up through the blade. Let's take a better look at this. Very standard LGT Damien sabers finish. I think it's a very good looking, kind of very durable feeling saber. It definitely feels more of a one-hander. I guess you could put the second hand in there, but as your typical C charging port, your typical two screws in the back. Has some nice accents on the top where the blade will shine through. Has a nice, well, I would say a little more unique pommel. So yeah, for the money, for $100, this is a great saber, and we're gonna go through some of these electronics. I'm gonna make another video on just the RGBX V3 electronics and what they offer. So we'll only go through a few today, but we'll get right to that.
All right guys, real quick. One of the things I want to show you is the finish on this saber compared to some other LGT type sabers. Here's the maul, and you can see much more of a fingerprint magnet and light scuffing, where that's why I consider this one maybe in that best buy range. It just has a better overall durable finish and still has some good shine. If you're familiar with the RGBX other versions, you know, you hold the power button down to turn on the saber, and that just lets you know it's not in sleep mode anymore. And then you will tap the saber once. Hold it down to deactivate the saber. And again, we're going to put a blade in, go through some sound fonts so you can see it better that way. But here is the overall improvement, is the gesture control. It is a nice effect to have the emitter have these windows in here to see the light reflect. Another thing to mention is this saber, the RGBX V3, does have a couple more additional sound fonts that you do not get with the previous versions. So we'll put a blade in and do typical light and low light. Okay, so traditionally in the RGBX previous versions, you hold for 4 seconds when the saber is off, and it will change a sound font. In this case, you can change whether the clash is on or off in case you want to do your own cosplay or battles and you don't want the saber doing the clash sound all the time. So just to display that, I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Clash on.
Clash on, clash off. So you have to hold for about 5 seconds to get the saber to change sound fonts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. Dark Ages is one of those sound fonts that is not on the previous versions. It's a great sound font too. It's like a sword with arrows. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second. And again, when the saber's on, second is a new one as well. You can hold for 2 seconds and change your color. You tap the button once you find the color you want. You can also adjust the volume, do all the same typical things you can do with RGBX with a 1, volume low, mute, turned it on accident, volume high. So I will display a few of these sound fonts and effects with more low lighting, and I will show you that here in a minute. All right, I forgot to mention when the saber is held in the downward position and you rotate counterclockwise, it will go through the sound font so you don't have to hold the button and change it through the sound bank like this.
Serenity. The second. Dark Ages.
The Dark Sword. The Dark Lord. The Fallen.
Just as such.
The Count. The High Ground. Scavenger.
Here's one of my favorites, the Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord.
And of course you can also change blade effects with 2 seconds while the saber is off. Unstable blade now. Lock up.
The Count. The High Ground.
Alright guys, so again, a very reasonable option when you think about all the effects the saber has, sound fonts. Again, with this version, the V3, it has additional sound fonts and the gesture control, and you have a lot more ability to have cosplay and battle and things of that nature because you don't have a NeoPixel blade, but it still has a lot of great features. So on Dark Wolf, again, this was about 180 and it's about 110 to 120 usually. Then you got to add in a little bit of tax and possibly some shipping in there. So I got it on sale for about $100. So if you keep an eye out, I'm sure you can find the same deal as well. You tell me whether you think this is one of the best buys out there as far as the electronics, the hilt itself. I think in that 100 to maybe even 150 price range, it can compete with most sabers. Again, give me your feedback. So let me know what sabers you think are a best buy or can compete or even beat this saber. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us, check out our other videos, give us feedback, let us know what you want to see. We appreciate you guys, and thank you from the Dark Meld.